Hello, hello, hello. I am Natalie Gray Warren. Come on into the room. Come on in the room. I'm wanting to get some livers on this actual day so we can have some conversations. But I am, if you don't know, the leader and founder of the Whole Woman Experience. And I'm excited to also be the administrator for Awaken Your Inner Whole Woman Tribe. So come on in the room. Let me know you're here. I want to hear from you. Let me know how your day is going and how it has been. And I want to share with you, I'm excited that I'm able to come on live to share with you about a new little mini series that I'm doing called Restarting Your Life. I want to support so many of you who are out there who want to restart and get a reboot. Maybe you're saying, Natalie, I'm in this place where I'm feeling stuck. Or you're saying, Natalie, I know there's more for me and I just don't know how to get moving. Or you may say that there is something different that I feel is I'm sensing, I'm feeling a pull to do some changes in my life and I want to start anew. And I love that you're listening to this in a month of August or in the month of August because 8 is the number of new beginnings. So what a better time, what a great opportunity for you to reset your life. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my own experience with this year. I actually pushed the reset button. It actually started with what you can see in the background is my vision board and me really being intentional and really thinking about how I wanted to shape this year. And so I'm going to talk to you about some tools that you can actually do in your own life. I was making sure I had everybody else live and ready to go. But tools that you can do to reboot and reset some areas of your life that you know need some changes. And it started with me really doing a reset or a reboot of my thinking. That's the first area I want to focus on. I want to challenge you to press the reset button in your thinking. Maybe you are limiting yourself in how you're thinking, how you're perceiving things. Come on, put a 1 in the comments if I'm talking to you and you know that your thinking needs an upgrade. It needs to be reset because everything starts with our thoughts. Everything. And you never have a feeling, as I teach clients, you never have a feeling without a thought. And so if you want to change your behaviors, you've got to change those feelings and you've got to change those thoughts. And I'd like to challenge you to reboot, reset your thinking. You're thinking too small. You're thinking what you cannot do. And what the mind does, it's so powerful, is it will focus on whatever you put it into, whatever you put into perspective, whatever you put into its view. That's what it actually will focus on. Let me give you an example. You know how maybe you've gotten a car or you're looking at getting a car and you decide you're going to buy that new car. And the moment that you get the car, you will start to notice that everybody already has that car. Why does that happen? Because the mind has the ability, once we put something into focus, you see it. That's what I want you to do. The first area of tonight that we're going to talk about is I want you to reset your thinking. All right, let's move to another area. This year, I decided that I was going to reboot. I was going to do a new start in my diet. And I'm challenging you to do the same. I gained some weight after having 3 children in a 6-year span. And I decided I was ready for something new. I was ready to get a fresh start. And I did in May a challenge. It was a 30-day challenge on the 21-day or the 30-day lean, clean diet by Dr. Smith. And in that, I changed the way I was eating. I was more conscious of getting rid of the stuff that I knew was no longer serving this body. You know your body. Put a 2 in the comments if you know your body is speaking to you about certain foods that you're eating, whether it's dairy, whether it's sugar, whether it's salt, whether it's processed foods. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. And you are having to now reboot your diet. And as a result of me taking some simple steps and making some simple changes in my life, not only did I lose weight, I'm glad to report I lost 10 pounds, but I also felt better. And there's nothing like looking good, but there's another thing like looking and feeling good. And I realized that I was back to the woman that I wanted to be and the woman that I felt comfortable in. Because my intention when I started this year was to not lose a certain amount of weight. My intention was to feel confident and sexy in my body. As you see, my body went through a lot of changes with having the children. And I decided that I wanted to feel a certain way. And I can't tell you how great I feel. People will say you look good. And I'm like, but I feel good. Put a 2 in the comments if you need to what? Reboot your diet. I'm pausing for a moment because I know some of you are already thinking about the changes that you're wanting to make or the changes that you're feeling that you need to make. And these are things that you can actually start doing today. Let's move to the next area. Tonight, I'm going to give you 3 or 4, and then I'm going to come back and give you the rest of these that I think will be very important for you to start to rebooting in your life. Let's move to the next one. And the next one that I want you to reboot or to consider if you need to do this is your living space. Many of us in our living spaces have old things in there, whether it's old furniture, old clothes, old papers. You know the stuff. Put a 3 in the comments if you know you need to reboot your room, your living space. Maybe it's cluttered. Maybe it's disorganized. Maybe it doesn't represent who you are now. I want you to do a reboot on your living space and really maybe decorating something different. Maybe you've wanted to paint the walls or change out some things in that room. I encourage you to reboot in your room. One of the things that we don't realize is our living space actually can show us some things about our lives, and that we need to be mindful of what's in our living space. And if it's cluttered, a cluttered space clutters your thinking, it clutters your mind, and we don't realize the emotional space that it takes up in our physical minds. And so we have to get a reboot where somebody put it in the comments, a reboot in your living space. And then the 4th thing I'm going to end with today is that we have to have a reboot in our appearance. And so as my vision board shows, I put on there that I wanted to come back with some style and really, really own the woman that I am today. Because when I went back to my closet, somebody knows what I'm talking about. You're going to put a 4 in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. I actually went back through my closet, and there was a lot of stuff that I was holding on to that was from when I was in college. And I really had to sit down and do my own inner work. If you don't know, that's the work that I absolutely love doing. I support women entrepreneurs and leaders do the inner work. And in that, I realized that a lot of the clothing that was left in my closet, y'all wait for it, was from my days of college, because I was holding on to the independent woman that I was. I was holding on to the figure that I was. I was holding on. You already know I'm talking about you as well. I was holding on to this time in my life where I was single. And I had to say, Natalie, there's change that needs to happen. And I needed to start to do that in my appearance and let go of the clothes that I wore when I was going through those years of pregnancy that were comfortable. Nothing wrong with comfortable clothes, right? But they weren't representing the woman that I am today. So I hired a personal stylist and said, I need help. I need to let go of all of the grays and the browns and the blacks. My closet has no color. I need to get clothing that is flattering to the shape that I am today. And listen, I also need to change up my style, and not to be for where I am now, but for where I'm going. And that's what I want to encourage you to do, that your appearance just might need a reboot. And what I did, if you haven't been noticing, I've cut my hair off, and I feel so amazing, and I feel so present in the woman that I am today, and embracing that versus me holding on to who I was then. All right. So if you can relate to what I'm talking about, it is time for you to do what? Somebody put it in the comments. It's time for you to reboot, to reset. You know, in the old days when we learned about rebooting our computers, we would do what? Control, Alt, Delete. Control, Alt, Delete. And I'm going to tell you more about Control, Alt, Delete tomorrow in our video that comes up. But I want you for now to listen to these 4 areas of your life and really do an assessment and really see where you need to reset, where you need to reboot and restart as we're moving into this new season of your life in this month of new beginnings. All right. So let me know that you're listening. If you watch the replay, put hashtag what? Replay, so I can greet you and let you know that I'm excited that you've joined. I'm doing a mini series this week that you're not going to miss. So be sure to follow, and share this information that you can actually be ready to move into your next. I look forward to seeing you guys then. Bye for now.